Hello everybody, Ezri Rozier here, and today marks the 30th anniversary of a very sad and somber day in Philadelphia Eagles history. 30 years ago today, on June 25th, 1992, defensive tackle Jerome Brown and his 12-year-old nephew were both tragically killed in a car accident in Brooksville, Florida. Brown was only 27 and his nephew was only 12. That is way too young to die for both victims. And the team was so galvanized by this sudden and tragic loss of a beloved teammate that the 1992 Eagles went 11-5, notably 8-0 at home. The Eagles were perfect at home that year. They went 8-0 in games played at Veterans Stadium. And the Birds won their first playoff game since the 1980 season, where Philadelphia lost Super Bowl 15 to the Oakland Raiders. The playoff win came against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans, Louisiana. Ironically, coincidentally, that was the same place where the Super Bowl had been held against the Raiders. Now, unfortunately, this season did not end in a Super Bowl victory because after beating the Saints in New Orleans, the Eagles season would come to an end the following week in Dallas, where the Birds fell to the eventual Super Bowl champion, the Dallas Cowboys. But this story has a happy ending because the Eagles would eventually hoist the Lombardi Trophy on what would have been Jerome Brown's 53rd birthday, February 4th, 2018, after beating the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 52. And the 1992 Eagles season was defined by this special resolve, this special motivation, this special tribute to play their hearts out for Jerome. That team was dedicated to win for Jerome Brown. And they put everything on the field for him. They were really saddened by this loss of such a beloved teammate. So many people say that Jerome Brown was one of the funniest and most charming people they ever knew. Reggie White was especially close with Jerome Brown. And the fact that that team, they won their first playoff game since 12 years prior, all because they were playing their hearts out for Jerome, it's really incredible. It's incredible. And another thing I want to point out is how the final game of Jerome Brown's career, the Eagles beat one of the greatest teams in NFL history, the 1991 Redskins, who would go on to win the Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills. Now, admittedly, the Redskins rested several starters during that game. Mark Rypien, I believe he didn't play the second half, but the Eagles were down 19-7 to the Redskins at Veterans Stadium, and they came back to win that game. So the final game of his life, Jerome Brown, he was involved in a victory over one of the greatest teams of all time. So the fact that they were able to beat the eventual Super Bowl champs, the team that had only lost one game that entire season up to that point, they lost to the Cowboys at Robert F. Kennedy Stadium. They lost to the Eagles. That was their second loss. And that Redskins team is considered one of the greatest teams of all time. And Jerome Brown's final game, he beat them. He was involved with a win over one of the greatest teams in NFL history. We'll never forget Jerome Brown. Nobody will ever wear this 99 ever again. People are comparing Jordan Davis to Jerome Brown, but I don't think you'll ever get another Jerome Brown, honestly. So take care, everybody, and go Birds.